Back. Let's see. I think we're researching tech level 2. Man, I'm sleepy. Hmm. Will let Josh Strife Hayes take over with his Fallout stream?
Any chance after 4 streams to know? Mickey Valentine says, any chance after 4 streams to know if the new Fallout London will be played here? I don't have any specific plans to play any kind of unofficial fan patch in general. This is because there are just so many fan patches that as soon as I play one fan patch from any individual game, I get a ton of messages asking me to play all the others. People were annoyed that I didn't play the Morrowind expansion for the rest of Tamriel Rebuilt, and people were annoyed that I didn't play all of the Oblivion expansions. So the problem is, if you try and cover every single bit of content that has been created for a game, you will be on that game for the rest of your life. So what I would instead do is play the majority of a game, mostly the base game and any expansions it comes with, and then move on to another game. That's the plan. Is Fallout London not an unofficial fan patch? Like, is it officially sponsored by Bethesda? Did they make it? So it's a conversion of Fallout 4, which I haven't played at all. So before I play any kind of conversion patches, maybe I should play the actual game that it's based on first. I've actually never played Mass Effect either, so that's like on the list to play eventually. It's there. Oh, Beast to Beast, man, good to see you. How you doing? I mean, I've been to London, so I'm sure the Fallout patch is just it's basically the same. Why is it earlier this Sunday? It's not earlier. Saturday's at 7, Sunday's at 4. It's 4 o'clock in the next 5 minutes. Because that's how English time works. Am I going to keep calling mods patches? Yes. Yes, I am. I'm going to keep calling them downloadable patches. Next up, Josh hasn't played Dragon Age. I've played the first Dragon Age. Played Dragon Age Origins. Yes, the English invented time. All time is based on our time zone exactly. The stream hasn't started. It hasn't. What about Scotland and Wales? Do they have Scottish and Welsh time? They do, actually. Conveniently, it's exactly the same as English time. It's just not as good. You know what? Because you've all been such good viewers, good little boys and girls, I will start the stream now. Good evening to all of you. Welcome. How's everyone doing today? Hopefully we're all well. You want to see some crazy shenanigans? I've switched around my microphone. It's on the other side. Shock horror. I know it only really affects me and nobody cares, but for me it's a big change. It's a big thing, because now I used to kind of enter the desk area from this side and I would bump into the microphone, but now I don't. So I would like you all to appreciate that I've done that. That's for me. That was a change for me. I did that for me. And I think it's a good way of doing it. What is this, a mirror? No, it's here. No, cowboy hat. The cowboy hat's here. But if we start with the cowboy hat, we have nowhere to go. And I don't think you've earned that yet. If you weren't here yesterday, we have made our way through the majority of the Sierra Madre. We are now in the Sierra Madre Casino from the patch. I'm going to keep calling expansion packs patches because it makes me laugh. From the patch, I believe it's Dead Money. So far, we've been very nice to the 3 people that have effectively helped us in the Dead Money patch. And now I need to get rid of these stupid, massively overpowered holograms. They're so powerful. Like, I swear to God, the holograms are so goddamn powerful. It's stupidly so. But I think... Ooh. Okay, so I've been detected, but I can hide this way. I think the holograms have a little kind of creator thing somewhere that I can get to. If I can get the little hologram creator, I'll be fine. Now, I don't know if I can just smash it, or if I've kind of got to, like, I've got to interact with it in some way. But this guy just paces backward and forward. I don't know if I can get close enough to where the thing is. But I'm hidden still. Okay, cool. Oh, no. He's extremely powerful. So we're just going to kind of hang back here for a bit till he turns around. And when he turns around, we run and we dip this way. Oh, nope, now he's spotted me. Ah, there you are. Ha ha! Sit down, nerd. You don't exist without your little blue wall light. Yeah, wrecked you, son. We now need a downloadable patch for microphone static.
Actually, I think I might just listen to some music. We're gonna be we're gonna sell drugs or alcohol. That's the plan for money. Hmm. Let's be a sake distiller. Rice weed though. I can grow rice weed indoors with. Hmm. Or would it be better to grow something else here? Rog. Ale. Rice weed farming. Let's see. Rice weed farming. We need 2 rice weed. We can buy that, I think. Ooh, what's going on there? Someone's getting attacked. Holy crap. Oh, these are the gate guards, aren't they? Yeah. Who's that? Samurai conscript. Yeah, let's not mess with that. Okay, we need 10 iron plates, 2 rice weed. Let's get out of here. One, two. How much is this? Oh, it's pretty cheap. 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. I think there should be a. We could check the the bun shop, the bakery. Although I think there should be like an animal vendor. Maybe over here. Probably have better luck here. What is this? Farm shop. Yeah, this will definitely have rice weed. 2 of those. Rice weed. Barley straw. Agave, tobacco. No rice weed. Guess that makes sense since we're out in the desert. But still. Okay, well, let's go upgrade this. Priority is the repair bed. We can deconstruct our current. Where should we put it? We'll dismantle this first. Okay, we can build that. Anything interesting going on? A lot of bodies out here. If we're lucky, sometimes there's like a hive prince that sometimes gets like knocked out around here. And they have like the best legs I can get for a long time. Holy, it's a bloodbath out there. What is that? Dune dogs. Are they attacking? Are they attacking each other? Whoa, they're attacking a tech hunter, Bergamot. We'll go check him out in a bit. Might be a free repair kit. There's no way he's gonna take down all of that. False Scorpion's gonna take down a tech hunter. I really hope they have snapping in Kenshi too. What if I put there? This could be a good spot. Won't fit. Wow, they're still fighting the tech hunter. Or are they fighting each other? Yeah. Tech hunter down. Rebooting in 73. Well, we can outrun all of that, so might as well run out here. Let's go drop off these first. They're heavy. Oh, he's back up. He's critical. Can I knock him out now? Hmm. Well, I guess. Man, that's disappointing. He got up just in time, just when I was gonna rob him blind. Maybe we can have this skimmer take care of him again. Nope, skimmer doesn't understand aggro. Whatever, we'll just go back. There'll be more opportunities. Oh, done. Let's see. Do we really need Tech 3 or can we build? Mm, yeah, we might need Tech 3. Need 10 books. That's fine. We'll go over this and make it less noisy. I just want to establish like where all the scales are right now. It is getting pretty noisy.
Morrowind is a land of trade, commerce, industry, and, yes, of course, adventure. But for all those towns and cities, there are ports, trade routes, harbours for all varieties of craft. From cargo ships hauling goods between the major settlements, to little longboats ferrying passengers to and fro, to silt striders connecting the inland towns, to river striders darting across the Telvanni Isles. Morrowind is a land rife with travel options and connections, and now you can fully experience the immersive nature of taking a boat between Ebonheart and Andothrin, or of taking a silt strider from Balmora to Sedanin, or of taking a river strider to Port Tavanis, all in real time, with full freedom of movement, at courtesy of today's Mod of the Day. For today, we're showcasing immersive travel by Arfuso. An immersive real-time travel mod. Immersive travel allows you to experience boat and silt strider travel in real time, with full support for both Vanilla Morrowind and the Terry-built mainland, allowing you to experience a full trip between two mods can actually be used together, which is quite handy, as, you know, Abbott's travel mods do include features not yet implemented into immersive travel, like dynamically spawning boats and silt striders, and customization options for adjusting real-time speed. So Abbott's mods do still have a few advantages over this newer modernization. But with that said, immersive travel is just an incredibly impressive, beautiful, and transformative experience, providing a new alternative for real-time travel that is just an absolute pleasure to experience for yourself. And I can think of no better way to show this off than by just going on a little boat trip. Immersive travel supports the latest release Atari built, just right out of the box, with new interconnected travel routes with Ardenfell, allowing you to grab a ship from Ebonheart and sail to Andothrin, or Old Ebonheart, or even almost there, you know, providing you with a scenic journey across the inner sea. If you'll just indulge me a bit, I'll narrate one of the dozens of trips I made with immersive travel, sailing on a boat from Ebonheart to Old Ebonheart. For it is just quite a scenic and a fun experience. Right away, you'll notice the smooth ship animations as we make a turn from the docks of Ebonheart and past the harbour of Vivec, before leaving the Norvegian Bay through the great gates of Calante's seawall of Vivec. Now, I'm not alone on this journey, for there are other passengers, randomly copied from the NPCs back at port. So I'll have a few familiar faces alongside me while we travel across the inner sea. And as a note, this does support companion mods, so any companions that you have will appear visibly with you on this real-time trip. My position on the boat isn't static either. I can change spots with the touch of a key, going from the back of the large cargo ship to the front, or the sides, or I could engage free movement, which will allow me to wander about the deck as I please. And this is just such a tranquil experience. With distant land and a few landmark mods, it is an absolute joy to just sit back and watch the scenery pass by, to observe those mighty towers of the citadel of Old Ebonheart as we get ever closer. This is one of the things I've always loved about real-time travel mods. So much of Morrowind is, about going to and fro, doing one adventure after another, and, sometimes it's just nice to sit back, relax, and watch the world go by, to become fully absorbed in this just beautiful, beautiful world, which has so many amazing sights for you to see, all the more enhanced by the lush and varied environments of the Terry-built mainland. There's a variety of different crafts that ply the waters as well. For travel between major ports, you'll often be sailing aboard large cargo ships, like between Old Ebonheart and Almost There, or between Andothrin and Vivec, or Sadrith Mora and Firewatch. Between smaller settlements, though, you'll travel aboard longships. Small craft that fly atop the waves, ferrying passengers to and fro between these smaller towns and villages. As an example, during my playthrough, I hopped a ferry between Andothryn and the tiny imperial town of Tin, alongside a handful of passengers, a burly orc and a Dunmeri fisherwoman. Like with the cargo ships, you can change your position on the craft, or engage free movement to just wander about the deck as you please. The sailing animations for the ships here are just simply exquisite. The way the vessel turns, the way it sways across the water, it's honestly just a bit mesmerizing. And notably, the animations are smoother than Abbott's real-time travel mods. Though again, as I've mentioned, that isn't really a replacement for those mods, more a supplement. Still, the new animations and the level of integration here with Terry Built is just an absolute delight. There's no better way to experience the new content of the mainland than getting to explore it from a ship or atop a Silt Strider. And, speaking of Silt Striders, yes, you can experience real-time travel with Silt Striders too. Obviously, they're just a little more limited in terms of the positions that you can move to, since, that they're not as big as a cargo ship. But they again have some just splendid animations, courtesy of Steel, providing you with just a majestic traveling experience over land, allowing you to just to fully immerse yourself in the beauty of Morrowind's passing landscapes. Whether that be the harsh, desolate beauty of the Ashlands as you travel between Margan and Aldrune, or the various hills of the lower Antherian region as you sit atop a Silt Strider traveling between Almasthir and Amra. And by the way, immersive travel not only covers the Silt Striders of the mainland, but it also covers the river or water striders as well. So you can travel the seas of the Far East upon the backs of the massive river striders as they ply the waves between the settlements of the Talvani Isles. Naturally, this might look a bit strange. The river striders are one of the older assets Centauri built, and the animations are just a little more basic, but still, it's a neat feature. With full support for not just Terry Built, but also beautiful
Wow,
seas
look at the
Morrowind,
weather.
Solstein
So
from the Southland,
orange.
the Great Sea Wall of Vivek, and
Let's
numerous
see, can
other
we
popular mods, immersive travel is easily just one of the best
can
mods
we
released
create
so far this year. And I really do love it. Small confession, but I took hours and hours of video footage of immersive travel. Just because it's so relaxing to experience. You're only seeing a tiny fraction of that here.
see it here?
I can safely
I have to
say
upgrade?
that
Do I
immersive
have to
travel
upgrade?
is now
I do
a
have to
permanent
upgrade.
part of
Iron
my install.
plates. Plus 10. Okay.
And if you haven't checked
Need
it out
10 more
already,
iron plates.
I would just
You can go buy those.
highly recommend it. But that's
Hi,
all we have
Mindberg.
to give you a
How's it
peek.
going? Welcome to the stream. Thanks. Sorry for the voice in the background. I'm just watching stuff.
For all these real-time vehicles. So that's just our mod today. As always,
iron
I've been your host,
plates.
Guy. Thanks for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, happy modding, and
Oh shit,
see
I
you
don't have
all
money.
next time.
We can sell a few of these. As well, we don't need so many repair kits. By the time we use up like both of these, we'll have more.
Where would you like to go?
Where would you like to go? Why walk when you can ride? I feel like there should be like a crest here or something. Let's go add that in. I think I added in something like that before, but then I got rid of it.
Fortresses of mortar and stone, great bastions of bulwarks, walls rising in vertical splendor to repel any would-be foes from the ramparts. The castles and fortifications of the Imperial Legion are the very stamp upon the land that heralds the might and strength of the Empire. Fortifications that say, here law and order prevails, and all invasions and rebellions will be crushed under an iron fist. From the palisades of Frostmoth in the north, to the gloomy towers of Buckmoth in the ash, to the mighty walls of Ebonheart in the south, the Empire's reach is seemingly everywhere, fortresses guarding against all who would oppose the Imperial peace. Great empires are made not by conquest alone, but by fortifications, infrastructure, the ability to project power. And those fortifications are, naturally, the subject of today's Mod Today. For today, we're showcasing Delara Imperial Forts by Delara 1000. And now, the keen-eyed and observant among you will note that this is not the first time that we've showcased Delara Imperial Forts. Indeed, it is not even the first time that we've showcased it for our Mod Today series. We originally showcased it back in 2021, but, you know, the mod has undergone a bit of a rather significant makeover, with a major update released in 2024. And that update includes optimizing meshes, improving performance, updating the look and feel of each of the Imperial Legion forts, adding new compatibility for other popular mods with new modular options, and new cosmetic improvements and interior expansions, and just a whole lot more. In short, Delara Imperial Forts looks just a whole lot different from the mod that we showcased in 2021. And it begs to be showcased again, and so we shall. This might be just a bit longer than our typical Mod Today video. So for convenience, you'll find this video is divided by each of the Imperial Forts and Castles in Morrowind, with timestamps just linked down below. There are 7 Imperial Legion forts in Morrowind, not counting the ruin of Fort Farmoth, and we'll be covering all of them with Delara Imperial Forts here today. So let us begin in the frigid far north, with the Imperial Fort Frostmoth, last and only bastion of the Empire on the wild Isle of Solstheim. To begin with, you can see the original fort just right here, both from the vanilla game and from Solstheim Tomb of the Snow Prince. The vanilla game version is fairly dull. You know, as far as Imperial forts go, it makes a simple square with a few towers, just like any other Imperial fort in vanilla Morrowind. The base Solstheim Tomb of the Snow Prince version is much more visually exciting. You know, it's got a lighthouse, but it still has that same basic layout from the vanilla fort. Now, for comparison, here's Fort Frostmoth with Delara Imperial Forts, and now just fully compatible with Solstheim Tomb of the Snow Prince. And indeed, for this showcase, we will be using the Solstheim Tomb of the Snow Prince version. Because, honestly, like, who is playing Vanilla Blood Moon these days? Like, you got Solstheim Tomb of the Snow Prince right there, like, you should be playing with that. But, anyway, and with this, Fort Frostmoth is truly just visually distinct from all the other Imperial forts in Morrowind. It is a frontier fortification, and now appropriately looks apart, with raised groundworks, palisades, and supplemental wooden watchtowers. It lacks the permanence of the original Fort Frostmoth. As it should, it's a frontier fortification. It's not supposed to look permanent. Instead of a square, the fort is more circular in design, meant to ward off attacks that could come from any direction. The courtyard itself is raised with only 2 entrances, giving defenders a clear advantage of height against any would-be besiegers. Inside the courtyard, you'll find an outdoor smithy, a drinking well for drawing water, outdoor fire pits for cooking, and a training area, just all suitably roughly constructed for that frontier feel. The central fortress tower is similar to the one in the vanilla game, hosting the primary barracks and offices in a central bulwark of stone, with upper levels that provide arrow slits where archers can rain fire from above. A separate tower composes the armory and an upper wooden structure, and that can be used as a watchtower, much of it open to the exterior world space. With the Solstein Tomb of the Snow Prince version, and not only does this overhaul cover the main fort, but it also covers the docks and lighthouse, providing new, unique models to the entire fort, with lots of new clutter and detailing to make Fort Frostmoth feel like just a truly lived-in location, one home to the Imperial Legion, however cold and low on morale they may be. Moving from the frontier to the heart of Imperial influence in Vardenfell, we descend to the southern castle and fortress of Evenholt. Here you can see how this looked in the vanilla game, a design that, for all intents and purposes, while it does provide some defensive bulwarks against attack, is nonetheless rather open for what is supposed to be the seat of Imperial power in this region, and the home of Duke Drin. But no more! Here is a majestic, fortified, bristling layered defensive fortress that Evenholt should have always been, with great towers of verticality, walls, ramparts to repel even the fiercest of invaders, a great glorious sight of verticality upon the horizon, a bastion that seems to shout, "The Empire is here to stay! Woe upon those who would oppose Imperial rule!" It is a transformative overhaul that clearly rebuilds Evenholt into the defensive seat of Imperial power it was always meant to be. Now you'll find this fortress is divided into 4 distinct layers. The docks, the most open and least defended part of Evenholt, though still boasting towers and ramparts. The outer courtyard, defended by heavy-set walls and a drawbridge, where the majority of Evenholt's services lie, including the tavern and a new smithy shop and alchemy shop, along with the Skyrim and Argonian missions. The inner courtyard, defended by yet taller walls and with a noticeably small gate, bottlenecking would-be attackers and making them vulnerable to defenders casting down stones and arrows and hot oil from the turrets and ramparts above. The inner courtyard is also home to Fort Hawkmoth, and it is suitably defended as Evenholt's primary garrison. Finally, there is Evenholt Castle itself, divided off on its own island, with additional ramparts and turrets to make any charge across the bridge a costly one. And not only is this overhaul functional and practical, but it is awe-inspiringly beautiful. I dare say the new Castle Evenholt makes Delaria Imperial Forts one of the best castle mods from Morrowind. Just, all on its own. It is the ultimate Evenholt overhaul, though naturally that does mean it will have a few conflicts. It'll noticeably conflict with Imperium, Castle Evenholt, Majestic
How was our
Evenholt,
research?
and Izzy's
Oh, he
Evenholt.
stopped working.
Though it
What?
should be compatible with Evenholt Lighthouse and, theoretically, most of the
Okay.
outer expansion mods for Evenholt. Though I haven't tested that yet.
This
so,
guy's just
no
taking a
comment
break
on
while
that.
I'm working.
But either
Disgusting.
way, this does include a few new interiors, and like the aforementioned smithy and alchemy shop, which provide a few more services for you to find when you're visiting Evenholt. And it also helps to just fill out the outer courtyard a bit. But beyond new interiors, this also makes a few changes to Ebonheart's vanilla chambers, including a gorgeous new audience hall for Duke Trin, with an impressively large desk and daylight streaming in from the castle windows. Those large Imperial-style castle windows have been added just all across Ebonheart's interiors, with functional day-night cycles, so you'll see light streaming in during the day, but the windows will be dark at night. From the lower chambers of Ebonheart Castle to the Argonian Mission, the Imperial Chapel, which has also seen a slight layout change, and the dining halls of Fort Hawkmoth. These windows are a gorgeous, lightweight addition to these vanilla game interiors. But that's just about all there is to see here for Ebonheart, so let's jump across the aisle to arguably Vanilla Morrowind's worst Imperial Legion fort, the notorious Wolverine Hall. Dysfunctional, paradoxical, infamously confusing, Wolverine Hall in Vanilla Morrowind was a fort in name only. It had none of the functional amenities that a fort needs beyond a few walls. No garrison, no barracks, no armory, no real defensive functionality to speak of. It is, without question, Morrowind's worst Imperial Legion fort. Except for maybe Fort Darius. That one's not great either. But anyway, not so anymore. Fort Delair Imperial Forts transforms Wolverine Hall into a better equipped and better built fort. Which, albeit, still one of the smaller forts in Morrowind, at least has the appearance of a functional fortress. Wolverine Hall now has multiple towers, an inner and outer courtyard, with a dividing wall just as extra protection against incursion. Ramparts with turrets, archery nooks, and bundles of arrows at the ready. Each of the new towers has upper levels in the exterior wall space, allowing for an archer's nest to rain down death from above, or a lookout to spot an enemy force from a ways away. The courtyard, of course, is now fully detailed, with a cooking site, a drinking well, a few little just training areas, and other bits of clutter. With strong, thick walls and imposing towers, it remains to be seen how well Wolverine Hall would
then,
actually
like,
hold
one
up
here, I
against
guess?
a rebellion by
Yeah,
the
we did
main
this
force of
before.
Great House Tavania.
This is one of the designs I scrapped, but I think
At least
it's
it looks,
actually
a little more formidable now.
worth adding in here.
And this overhaul doesn't just cover the exterior.
Like when you
It
think of
also overhauls the
like a
interiors,
dragon,
more
right?
so even
Dragons
than the
usually
other
have
Imperial Legion forts.
like
While some of
plating
the
on
vanilla
their
layout
stomachs.
remains, it has been expanded. So the Imperial Shrine, for instance, now has a larger
So
set
we'll
of
do something
quarters,
like that.
with dining for the priests, and a
Also
proper
matches her
chapel
forehead,
with
so we
just
have like an
large glass windows.
echoing design.
It doesn't have the verticality of Wolverine Hall Overhauled, or the Wolverine Hall, but it's still an improvement over the vanilla design. These expansions also extend to the Fighters Guild and Mages Guild,
We're back.
which both now have large windows to let in natural daylight, as well as expanded quarters for the mages and fighters to sleep, proper dining areas, and just all the other amenities as befits a guild hall. I will say that while the interior layout of Wolverine Hall has been completely changed, it still leaves something to be desired in terms of navigation. But, as a note, again, Delair Imperial Forts is modular, so if you prefer one of the other just numerous overhauls of Wolverine Hall, you can use one of those alongside the other Delair Imperial Forts. But, anyway, just jumping back to the Ascadian Isles, let's take a look at Fort Plesiad. Like Wolverine Hall, Plesiad had a fairly simplistic design in Vanilla Morrowind. It was rectangular, with little to no detail in the courtyard itself, and just a handful of stubby little towers. Valera's version is fairly similar in terms of the overarching layout and shape, but obviously just vastly more detailed and improved. All of that unused court space is gone, replaced with more towers and a more detailed courtyard environment, with outdoor dining, a blacksmith, training areas, an archery range, a log pile and chopping shed for firewood, and just all sorts of other little details that really bring this fortress to life. Now, compared to the other Legion forts in Delair forts, Plesiad isn't quite as heavily fortified. It has ramparts, yes, the turrets, towers, the bundles of arrows and archers patrolling the walkways. It is still very much a formidable bastion of imperial power, imposing in many ways. But it doesn't have the extra defensive layers as seen with Ebenhart and Wolverine Hall. Plesiad is, after all, one of the more quiet and peaceful postings an Imperial trooper could be assigned to. There's not much beyond the village and nearby plantations. You know, no immediate potential threats from rebellion. Except maybe the Drin plantation. You know, it's not really clear what they're up to over there. But still, the towers and ramparts do provide a clear line of sight in all directions, you know, should an attack ever arise. Plesiad is well positioned to defend against any such attack, sitting atop a hill with passages in the walls that provide turrets facing every direction. And again, a lot of these towers have interiors in the exterior wall space, meaning you can look directly into them and through them, which is just such a neat addition. If also still a little heavy on the FPS. And of course, this Plesiad overhaul also provides new streetlights just throughout the village of Plesiad. A rather scenic addition, especially in the early morning hours, as you can see here. But the big change for the interiors is a new barracks for the Imperial Guards, with more of those just lovely big glass windows. Otherwise, the vanilla interiors have seen just a slight overhaul, with a new big banquet table and fireplace in the Grand Hall, and more windows in the Commander's quarters, just giving them a rather scenic look. The south wall has also just been completely rearranged, you know, to fit the new layout of Plesiad's defensive walls. And now, just moving on to some of the more traditional Imperial Legion forts in Morrowind, let's take a look at the classic Fort Moonmoth, just outside the city of Balmora. Now, I don't know about you, but Fort Moonmoth is what I typically think of when I think of an Imperial Legion fort. That iconic Imperial architecture with the Dwemer Towers of Arkanthand in the background, that's one of the first visuals I think of when I think of Morrowind. That said, the fort itself in Vanilla Morrowind, while an iconic location, isn't really the best suited for defense. And as you can see here, that's changed considerably with Delair Imperial forts. Once again, Delair keeps the basic shape and design of Fort Moonmoth, but with more towers, higher and thicker walls, and more defensive bulwarks and adornments. The visuals here are notably different from the vanilla fort, but still no less dramatic with Arkanthand in the background, with just a touch more verticality added from the new imposing towers of Fort Moonmoth. One thing you will notice here, and which you may have already seen with the other Imperial forts, is that while Fort Moonmoth is largely the same shape as the original, it does have some curved walls. And you have seen that with Plesiad, Ebenhart, and Wolverine Hall. It's not all just squares and rectangles. And of course, the courtyard is just vastly more detailed, with a well for drawing water, outdoor dining and cooking pits, an archery range, and all the other just various little bits of clutter you'd associate with an active fort. In terms of interiors, not much has really been changed. Just a few new windows in the main hall, and a new barracks for the garrison. And that's pretty much it, really. Another standard fare Imperial fort, we're next taking a look at Fort Buckmoth, up by Aldrin. And once again, you can see the vanilla version here, plain and rather unadorned. And here is the more imposing, more fortified, maybe even just slightly more ominous looking in the fog, a version from Delair Imperial forts. A dramatic recreation that adds quite a bit of new verticality to the old Buckmoth Legion garrison. Like with Fort Moonmoth, this is still just a pretty standard fare fort design, with additional towers, covered ramparts patrolled by archers, plenty of outward-facing turrets covering every direction and approach, and a central keep with those large glass windows acting as the fort's anchor. The courtyard is home to a stables, drinking well, a little guardhouse by the gates, training areas, a blacksmith, and a fire pit. And there's also walkways just built inside the walls themselves, adding just another level of potential nooks for archers to fire from. In terms of interiors, again, Buckmoth Legion Fort hasn't been changed too much, just beyond a few new window additions. There is a new barracks for the guards, but otherwise, a few changes have been made to the interior layout. Now, finally, at long last, we come to the smallest of Morrowind's Imperial Legion fortifications, the tiny little bastion of Fort Darius. More a wall than an actual fort. Here we have the vanilla version, which, isn't terribly much to look at. And here we have the Delaire version, still just a single wall, but it does have some, new added verticality with those lovely little towers. The walls are also thicker, and overall it is an improved design on the original Fort Darius, but still maintains that single wall shape. Now, it's also worth noting that this 2024 update of Delaire Imperial Forts also has better compatibility with Rocky West Gash. You probably can't really tell that though from the video footage here, since I'm using just a fairly aggressive compatibility version of Rocky West Gash. But this should work with just most versions of Rocky West Gash out there. But anyway, that's the last of the Imperial Forts covered by Delaire Imperial Forts. This turned out a bit longer than I had originally intended, but, suffice to say, Delaire 1000 has created a beautiful set of overhauls, just wonderfully updated for 2024. And with modular options, you can pick and choose which forts you want to replace. I think they're all fantastic and definitely worth checking out. But that's our mod today, so, as always, I've been your host for Golf Guy. Thanks for watching, stay safe, stay healthy, happy modding, and I'll see you all next time.
Hey Rusty, how's it going? Today I'm basically what I've been doing like for the past month or so, just like adding more detail. Uh, I made it alpha, so I just covered like the entire model in scales, and then I'm going back and bringing out some of the silhouette and the shapes that I've kind of lost along the way, just so the whole model doesn't look too messy. But yeah, how's it been? You made a cyberpunk samurai medallion. That's cool. Do you want to show it off, or are you gonna keep it hidden, keep it safe? Wow, cool. I'll take a look. Oh, that's your work? You gotta stop changing your name. I don't even know who you are anymore on this server. It's cool though. Yeah, got it's got a vibe to it. Oh my god, he's not. Yeah, he's not researching this whole time. You know what? I'm actually pretty sleepy. Today is a long day. I did a lot today. I might call it here, go to sleep, and stream again when I have more energy. Because this is gonna take a lot of energy. But yeah, we're basically almost done with the vampire model, I would say. I still feel like the face could be better. I don't know. We'll spend more time with the face after we have all the rest of the details done. But yeah, I'm gonna call it here. Night, guys. Take care.